Hey guys, so in honor of the new year and in support of one of my really good friends, Brianna, I'm going to go ahead and start my own YouTube channel as well. So as a start, I'm going to go ahead and do a February review for some of the products I received from Mac and Este Lauder. So please keep in mind that all of these reviews are for things that I'm into and kind of my style and some things that I think that you guys might be interested in as well. So as for facial cleansing, I'm really into facial cleansing. So I did go ahead and get this bottle. It's called Mac Lightful. And it's 100 milliliters, about $40 online. And it's got kind of like a pasty texture to it, but it smells really good. It's really good for lightly dry to greasy skin. I wouldn't recommend it for anybody with dry skin. It'll just dry out your skin some more. It spreads really easily. I would recommend using it in the shower. The more water that you use with it, the better that it spreads. It does leave your face staying very clean and very smooth and moisturized. It doesn't leave it dry or anything. That's one of my biggest things. I hate dry skin, so it works out really good. So every day before I put on my cover up and concealer, I do use something called MAC Prep and Prime. I would highly recommend it to anybody who likes to wear makeup a lot or who's had a lot of acne in the past or who's had dry skin in the past. It looks like this. So every time you wear your concealer, you're supposed to put this on first. And what it does is it makes your skin smoother and it fills in all the holes and gaps in your skin basically caused by bacteria and previous acne, making it easier to spread the concealer, which makes it really helpful. These go for about $35 to $40 online on MAC. Sometimes they do have specials on there, so I would check in currently, or consistently to check and see. Now, for me, I do get text message updates for new stuff that's coming out from them and discounts and specials and sales that they have, which is also really good. So if you're a MAC fan, that's something that I would highly recommend. So for my concealer, I do use a MAC concealer and it looks like this. And it's called Studio Fix with SPF 15, so it's got sunscreen in it, sorry. And it has a cute little top like this that prevents it from like spilling everywhere, so you're not squirting it all over your purse or whatever. So usually after I put my primer, I'll put that one on, and just as an extra base, I do put a clean finish from Rimmel on. It gives you more of a polished porcelain doll look, and for me, I do like that porcelain doll look. So I do wear a lot of makeup, so in turn I do use both cover-ups at once. Once again, it's completely up to your taste and style and what you're into. So usually what I do is I do blend my powders. I did get this one from MAC. It is a loose powder. I would recommend getting it in a loose powder. The firm block powders or the palette powders, they're okay, but I wouldn't really recommend it if you're a frequent makeup user because it doesn't blend very well and it leaves your skin looking chunky. So as you can tell, I use this one a lot, and it's called True Blend by CoverGirl. And usually I don't wear CoverGirl because I just don't really like cheap stuff, but it works pretty good. As you can tell, I use it all the time. This one is a little bit darker than my skin, but what I like to do is I'll put it across my forehead, down my nose, and across my chin, and then I'll follow it up with this, which is that loose powder I was telling you about from MAC. You can find it online for $35. And I'll put this one on to follow it, which gives it more of a tanned, kind of blended look to make it look like your face isn't all white, but that you have some color in your face as well. It works really good. You will need to buy a brush separately with this. They don't actually sell the brush with it, but you can get the brush online at mac.com for probably $5 to $10. I believe it's about $5. I could be wrong, but I would go ahead and check if that's something that you're into. For mascaras, I'm usually big on my mascaras. I like my eyelashes to look plump. I do have really long eyelashes. They just don't clump that easily, or when they do clump, they clump too thick and it looks really clustered. So a lot of the brushes look like this. And this is just a one from Wet n Wild. It's called Mega Plump. And I like this one too, but the one that I gotten from MAC looks like this, and it runs about $10. Now, the thing that attracted me to this one was the brush. If you look closely, it's just one little bristle, nothing more. Now, I really like this because I like as I said before, I like my eyelashes to be clumped, not super clumped, but kind of clumpy to give it some shape and form. So this is something that I would really recommend. Once again, it's called Studio Sculpt. It shapes really well and it lifts your eyelashes, so you don't actually need an eyelash curler. It does that for you all in this brush, so it's actually really good. So for my eyeshadows, I am kind of picky. I did get them from from Este Lauder. It comes in a little box like this, and it looks pretty cool. So I'm more of a dark toned, earth tone type of person. So that's what I really like about this one, is that it has nothing but dark and earth tones. Now, Estee Lauder, when they package their eyeshadow, they actually put blush in it too. So as you can see from right here, it's got more of a light peachy color as well as a darker color. I usually have more for the darker color on my cheeks just to give myself a little bit more flavor. And the palettes for their eyeshadow usually go lighter to darker. The good thing about these is that it comes in a white, and then it has more of a beige, and then the pinks, and it's got more of a gold. I really like the gold. If you look, it kind of looks like that, and you can't really see, but it's a really nice color. So it goes well with chocolates. I do like to blend my eyeshadow. So if I'm wearing a darker eyeshadow, I like to follow up with a lighter eyeshadow just to blend it in and make it kind of look like a colored palette. It looks really nice once you've applied your cover up as well as your eyeliner and mascara. It brings out your eyes just a little bit more. Depending on your eye color, it will make it pop. For me, I have hazel eyes, so I like to use the darker colors like a deep purple or a chocolate brown. Really does make your eyes pop. So if you can't get into stuff like that with Estee Lauder and MAC, there is one that's actually pretty good, and it's from LA Colors, and it's a Sparkle and Shine. It looks like that. And it usually comes with a little brush at the top. They're really rough brushes, so I wouldn't really recommend it. These are actually pretty good. I don't really use it a lot though, just because whether you put it on before or after your concealer on your eyes, it tends to get everywhere, which makes it more difficult to blend your makeup without seeing black spots because it doesn't spread as easily. But if you're looking for more of a glittery look, this really does do the trick. So I'm not one for lipsticks, but I have a color that I really like, and if you guys like this color, it's called Candy Shimmer, and it's from Estee Lauder. It looks like this. So it's a really nice color, and usually I'm not big on lipstick, but what I like to do is I will use lip gloss with it. If I'm feeling darker, I'll use more of this chocolate, I guess you can call it, like a chocolate shimmer. And if I'm feeling a little bit lighter, I'll put a peachy pink underneath it, which comes out really nice, and it gives your lips more of a shine, and it makes them look just a little bit more plumper, so it gives you that kind of full effect. So as well for eyeliners, I use one from Estee Lauder. It's called Pure Color. It's actually one of my favorites. So it looks like this, and it's about $7 to $10 from Estee Lauder. Pretty cool. It lasts long. The only issue is that it kind of spreads down your face as the day goes, so you get those little like black circles under your eyes from it, which I don't really like, but I still like to use it. It's actually pretty good if you're not doing excessive activity. I have another one from MAC. It's called Blue Swan. It looks like this. It really wasn't that small when I bought it, so you can tell I use it a lot. It's usually about this big, and it's about $15 to $20 on MAC. And it's really good. It doesn't, if you're into a lot of activity or you're going to be at work all day, it works really well. Usually what I'll do, because these are really expensive, is I'll put on my Estee Lauder and then my MAC. So that way I'm using very little of my MAC, but I know that my eyeliner is staying on my face. So for my perfumes, I have 3 perfumes that I originally use. One of them I don't really use a lot, hence I didn't bring it out, but it is by Marc Jacobs, and it's the Daisy, and I will tell you by far that is my favorite perfume. It smells so delicious. It's so wonderful. Hence, I try not to use it very much. My other favorite one, MAC just came out with it. It's called MAC Turquoise, and it looks like this. It smells really delicious. It's got like a fruity, elegant, like sexy, sensual smell to it. So it smells really good. You can get these online at mac.com for about, I paid $40 for this one, and this is like the medium bottle. I think the big one's like $60. But it's really good. It's really worth it. Hence, I don't really use it, as you can tell. So the other one that I use that I like a lot, it's actually by Este Lauder, and I don't really like to use Este Lauder perfume a lot of the times because a lot of the ones they come out with sometimes smell like old lady, and I don't like to smell like an old lady because I'm not an old lady. But this one that I have right here actually smells really good, and it comes in a little box like this. Like that. And it's called Modern Muse, and the bottle's about this big, so it's a little travel size bottle, but it smells really good. As you can tell, I use it a lot. It smells kind of like flowers and sugar candy all mixed in one, so it's really good. It just depends on the appearances you're making or where you're going or what you're doing. Usually I'll use my MAC if I'm going out somewhere or doing something completely awesome. Or I'll use my Marc Jacobs. But if I'm just going to work or just going out to do some shopping, I will wear my Este Lauder. So in all actuality, it just really depends what you're into. Like I said, I use a lot of MAC. I used to use a lot of cheaper brands like CoverGirl and Rimmel. I kind of grew on the MAC brands. The MAC brands are really good for people with sensitive skin or people who want to keep their skin clearer and looking fresher and more portionalized. So once again, it really just depends what you're into. So those are my reviews for the month of February. I will be making more YouTube channels as we go along. If you guys could all do me a favor, go and check out my friend Brianna Fryer's YouTube page. It is actually just Brianna Fryer, and that would be really awesome. I will be uploading more YouTube videos as the month proceeds. If you have any questions or comments, comment below. I'll be more than happy to let you know the type of concealers or makeups that I use. I will also be doing a makeup tutorial later on in the evening, maybe today or tomorrow, just depending, and I'll actually show you guys how I apply all of that and how I make all of it work. So in the meantime, I do thank you guys for watching, and stay pretty.